Welcome to this edition of Spotlight. We are at the LEAD Innovation Studio with Dr. Ryan Stanley. And Ryan, there's a new program for juniors this year, and it's called LEAD Connect. So tell us more about LEAD Connect.
Yeah, it's a program we're really excited about. LEAD Connect allows students to work with their teachers to create and customize a project that incorporates facets of multiple courses that they're in, which is really cool because that enables them to do large-scale project work cross-curricularly, and we're seeing some really amazing products come out of that.
Well, let's take a look at LEAD Connect as we spotlight the LEAD Innovation Studio.
I want to be a illustrator, and so I want to go into I want to go to art college. My project is character design, and it's going through like the different stages of character design, like from the physical design to like backstory and personality and all that nitty-gritty detail.
So after high school, I want to be in the mission field, and I want to do prison missionary and just go to like different prisons and just really like dig in deep with like the people there. So my project is a nonprofit where I'll be selling t-shirts and stickers and other merchandise to help raise funds for other peoples who do pursue missions currently, because funding for those can be really hard to find.
When we first started, it was actually finding their project idea. And that sometimes is a struggle because you have to really dive into what each student is interested in. And having so many classes offered through LEAD Connect, I think that was our first challenge. Then once we started getting those ideas really centered, then we could really dive into how does this connect to different classes, and then what's this idea look like going forward.
For a student who's really driven and who has something, or hopefully is hoping to develop things that they know that they love and they're passionate about, this absolutely makes sense to be able to, instead of take 4 different courses that each have their own very specific projects, to still get all of that content but work it together and end up focusing and developing this big theme to be able to really dig into what you love.
For example, like English, you could normally you'd write a paper, and your papers are aimed at a certain cog skill. And this, we know what our cog skills are that we need to cover. And instead of in a certain class, we're just using examples, you're kind of making your own examples. And you're doing it how you feel is covering that content, and you're learning it on your own pace and how you want to learn it. But you're still learning the same contents. It's
giving me a bit more experience, like just with a longer term project. Because in a normal art class, there's bam, 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 a bunch of projects. But this is allowing me to take my time more, to put more thought into it.
We already know our content, so we can personalize, and those students are getting to really dig into the different parts of the content that we couldn't do in a more traditional setting.
My project is a website for my own business, but it kind of ties into everything. I'm in marketing and intro to business, which is a really big part, but also plays more in the English for like all the writing and essays that you have to kind of write about yourself and all that narrative part. But we also cover that stuff, some of that in class. So not everything's in your project, but a lot of it is. So your project plays a big part, but there's still in class lessons that you learn that cover what you need to learn in the rubric.
It's allowing me to push myself a lot further and to go do things that I wouldn't do, like setting up meetings with business contacts and just being able to like ask really hard questions that I normally wouldn't just ask somebody who's running a business. And just, it's a lot easier for me to see like the bigger picture because I'm getting to see like what I'm needing to do like behind the scenes to get myself ready to launch my own business.
It really is allowing students that voice and choice of what they want to put their time and effort into, but also connecting to classes so they're not losing credits, they're not losing class time, but they're getting to use it how they choose, which is really cool.